Picture a frozen field in November. Tens of thousands of armored soldiers stand ready to slaughter each other, and the prize they are willing to die for is a wooden bucket. The year is 1325. We are in northern Italy, standing between two powerful neighboring city-states, Bologna and Modena. These two cities hated each other. They were separated by only a few dozen miles, which made their ongoing dispute over trade routes and borders deeply personal and frequently violent. The stolen bucket acted as a sudden spark in an environment saturated with gasoline, the final breaking point in a geopolitical rivalry over a century in the making. To understand why a bucket could trigger a bloodbath, you have to look at the two factions dividing all of medieval Italy. Think of them as two rival fan bases with massive militaries. The Guelphs were essentially Team Pope, supporting the political power of the papacy. The Ghibellines were Team Holy Roman Emperor, backing the emperor's claim over Italian lands. Bologna proudly flew the Guelph flag, while just down the road, Modena aligned with the Ghibellines. Because they were located so close together, this broad ideological split translated into decades of targeted harassment, street violence, and constant raids across each other's borders. The hostilities grew so intense that Pope John XXII took the extreme step of excommunicating the entire city of Modena for its Ghibelline loyalties, officially cutting them off from the church. By the autumn of 1325, both of these city-states had fully mobilized their militias and tightened their defenses. They were primed for war, requiring only the slightest provocation to trigger the invasion. In November 1325, a squad of Modenese soldiers rode past the city walls and infiltrated the center of Bologna. They didn't sack a treasury or assassinate an official. They went to a public well, yanked off a common oak bucket, and carried it back to Modena. While it looks like a prank, the theft was a calculated political provocation, designed to humiliate Bologna and test their military response. Bologna took the bait immediately. The city's leadership was outraged and issued a strict diplomatic ultimatum, demanding their property be returned. Modena flatly refused. This refusal instantly transformed a trivial wooden object into a symbol of civic pride, a formal casus belli, and a justification for total war. The two armies converged a few days later, on November 15th, near a small settlement southwest of Bologna called Zappolino. To reclaim the bucket, Bologna assembled a staggering 32,000 men. Modena fielded a fraction of that number. Despite being heavily outnumbered, Modenese forces outmaneuvered Bolognese lines. The engagement was a complete rout, over in a single day. The surviving Bolognese soldiers fled in a retreat that saw Modenese troops chasing them all the way back to the walls of Bologna itself. To maximize the insult, the Modenese marched home in triumph and kept the bucket. Thousands of men died on the field at Zappolino, yet the victory resolved none of the underlying political disputes between the Pope and the Emperor. The battle produced no lasting territorial shifts. It served merely as a recalibration of local pride and public humiliation between two angry neighbors. The conflict stayed alive through the work of a Modenese writer named Alessandro Tassoni, nearly 3 centuries later in 1622. Tassoni wrote a mock-heroic epic poem called La Secchia Rapita, or The Stolen Bucket. He applied the elevated, dramatic language of heroic poetry to the theft of a well bucket, cementing the event in European literature. Bologna never got their bucket back. It remains in Modena to this day. In the center of Modena's historic district stands the 12th century Ghirlandina Civic Tower. Suspended high up inside, tied with an iron chain, is the legendary bucket itself, a permanent trophy of the feud. The Battle of Zappolino serves as a reminder that the grand machinery of history often hinges on the pettiest human actions. Oops, history.